came out as a fashion blogger.
Oh, wow.
And I became a fashion blogger during Mad Men, during Jenny Bryan's
Oh,
time.
exciting, yeah, great.
And one thing I like about Jenny Bryan, she used fashion to explain psychology,
Yes.
anthropology, and also
Yeah.
the inner working psychology of the characters.
Yes,
Wherever
of
they don't want to
course.
say, they express it to her clothes and her hair and her
Yes,
makeup.
it's very important.
And I'm old. I
Yes.
remember that old ABC series called Astronaut Wives.
Yes.
So are you following the same
Yes,
play?
yeah, there was a lot of research on that because
Yeah.
obviously they were very stylish and they had a very special, very glamorous kind of life. I think they lived in this world where like their husband was quite never at home, but they had they were like hanging around together and having really good, I think, sense of style, and they were very well dressed the whole time, and they were also exposed to the public a lot, so they needed to look glamorous and kind of like up with the times. So that was certainly a factor that we had to kind of keep in mind whilst doing. Although this show is very, very strongly male orientated, so we needed to focus on their suit and their attire. When the ladies come into the scene, they're definitely like that punch of colour that we needed at that moment, and kind of like they really bring in the era because that's what it was. It was really fun, and the prints were exciting, and the whole style was it was so stylized. It was a beautiful era, so it's been really fun to work on it. Really enjoyed it.
So you probably had the easier time doing the research when you saw that TV series because they did all the hard work
Yes,
before you
I
came
know.
along.
Yes,
It was like cheating, but it's easier on your nerves.
Yeah.
So let's see. What's the difference between? And it's during the same era, during the same time
Yes,
period,
it's
but
this show,
it's
yeah.
entirely different socioeconomic location.
Yes. Yeah,
And
exactly.
so what's the difference between the Mad Men of Fifth Avenue versus
Yes.
the astronauts, Buzz Aldrin era?
Well, I guess they were probably a bit more traditional than, Mad Men was very out there and very like fashion, and I think they were fashion, but in a bit more of a conservative way because it's always like it's a kind of a military background, so I think they needed to keep a certain line and be a bit more discreet, I think, instead of being like a bit more out there and like very, very up with the time in fashion. They were, but I think they needed to be a bit more restrained with their choices in a way because they were a bit more controlled. I think.
Well, one
Possibly.
reason I talk like this and act like this, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
Right, yeah.
It's not just preppy, but also like Houston in the
Yeah.
Deep South. It's especially now.
Yeah.
It's really humid
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
sweaty
yeah.
and it's hot.
So it's hard to.
So what you told me earlier about the astronaut wives, they're a
Yes.
little bit of what I call new money socialites. So
Yes,
they can be a
that's
little
right,
bit more
yes.
juicy with their
Yes,
clothes and their
yeah.
outfit, whereas the guys, of course, they had to
Yeah,
be
they
more
had to,
restrained.
Yes, correct, yeah. Which is why they just all, wearing a suit, and because that would have been their work attire. And then we do have a scene later on when they are having a party, so they're a bit more relaxed, a bit more colourful, and a bit more kind of up to like that kind of era colour scheme, but not so much smartly dressed like work attire.
Well, I like that your favorite outfit sort of gives you a little bit of clue ahead.
Yes.
The pregnancy dress.
Yes, yes.
So what is it, other than the pregnancy dress,
Yes.
what is it your favorite?
Why is my favourite? I really like the print. I think the print was really successful for that outfit because it's also quite a difficult to research for somebody pregnant in the 60s. It's
Yeah.
quite images, it's quite tricky, so we found a few, but it's kind of difficult. So I think it really successfully works really well on the dress, on her, and I think it's the whole look really comes together, and he's like looks period, and it was good. I think it was a good exploration, and we found the right solution. So I'm happy, and that's why I think it's successful. I like it.
Well, I was going to say, okay, thank you for giving
You're
your
very
time and wisdom and your honesty. Oh yeah, we use astronaut wives as a cheat sheet and make it easier on us to do the research.
I did the research, so
Well,
we
good.
did it all. Myself and Leslie, the director, we did it together, so we worked together. And
Good
they're
for
the
you.
designer, so yeah, we just,
I gotta tell all these wannabes, you gotta do your homework before you become a costume designer. And also about the wigs too.
Yeah, the wigs are excellent, and I think they're really needed, especially on the ladies. I mean, the men we can work make them look more period, style them in the right way. But ladies-wise, I think that the hairs were so amazing at that time, and I think we really need to have that. And the wig kind of helps hugely to finish the look. And they're really, when
Yeah.
you see them coming out, they're complete and they have the full outfit and the hair and everything. It really tells the time, and it helps you bring more the sense of that era on the stage. So.
Yeah, I really hate it where I watch a period movie and they have like current contemporary
I know.
haircuts,
It
but the rest of the
really-
clothes are historical. It's just sort of just
Exactly, spoils it, and you just
Yeah.
it's in the details. You need to get it right down to to the final little items, earrings, necklaces, accessories, everything does it, and everything will play a role in it to get the final look.
Well, that's all I can think of right now. But
Yeah.
thank you for
You're
my
very welcome.
fashionista friends and readers
Great.
about the sociological impact of good wardrobe and good hair and makeup to put everything into place.
Yes, exactly.